Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Aviana. This is Aviana's Ascension, and today we are going to do a new moon in Scorpio reading. We have a new moon in Scorpio coming up on November 20th, and honestly, I'm really excited about it. Okay, so I feel like the weeks leading up to this new moon have been all about stepping into your higher power, trusting your higher self, learning to release the ego and let the ego no longer be in charge, so that way you can. Oh my goodness, that scared me. That was so loud. Okay. And just basically, we've been doing a lot of work to let go of our ego, let go of our comfort zone, so that way we can truly stand in our power. And this new moon is in Scorpio is all about doing that shadow work, but it's with a new moon, right? So full moon is all about releasing, shedding, purging. But new moons are all about welcoming new beginnings and reflecting and manifesting and deciding what it is that you want to bring in. Okay, so I feel like all the work that we've been doing has been preparing us for this new moon in Scorpio. And what's really cool is this is definitely a lot of shadow work, a lot of those inner wounds coming to the surface. But since we've been doing so much work, and since the shadow is so comfortable in that Scorpio energy, because Scorpio is all about that shadow work, all about the dark, the messy, the just the deep and dark parts of us, right? And learning how to work with it and learning how to harness that energy in a way that works for us, right? So Scorpio's planet is Pluto, even though Pluto isn't a planet anymore. But that to me really shows, because Pluto's the furthest from the sun, right? So that shows just how comfortable Scorpio is in the dark, the cold, the isolated, the far away. You know what I mean? And so I think that this energy is perfect for the shadow, perfect for the work that we've been doing, because to me, it's like putting a really nice bow on this cycle of shadow work, like realizing, like, okay, I really am ready for a new beginning. I really am ready to release these things. So let's do it. Okay, so you may be feeling very, like, maybe going through a lot of transformations, feeling a rebirth, kind of like a phoenix rising from the ashes kind of energy. This can also be a time where you're feeling very magical or magnetic, maybe sensual, sexual, like, like you're feeling yourself, you're feeling good, you're feeling powerful, and you trust in your power. There's a little baby spider on my, is it a spider? It's so small. I don't really like that because that tells me somebody's laid eggs. Anyway, it's none of my business, right? As long as they don't bite me, live your life. Okay, but yeah, you could be feeling very empowered and in control in regards to this transformation, this shift. Instead of it feeling like it's happening to you, you're really stepping into the power and be like, no, I'm the catalyst for this shift. I'm ready to let go of these things. Even though they may be comfortable, or even though there may be fear tied to this transformation, I know I can do it. You could be doing a lot of maybe research or investigating, like maybe you're looking into new wellness practices, understanding your shadow more, learning more about the ego and how that works, just learning more about this transformation and these parts of you that may not always be comfortable being seen. Okay, so let's get into it. I'm really excited. Also, before we really get into it, I do share this reading with a ritual and another piece of content that I find online, whether it's a meditation, yoga, whatever, sound bath that has to do with the new moon in Scorpio. So if you want to see the ritual and you want to get more guidance and information about this new moon or any other full moon or new moon reading I do, go down to my description box below, click on my website, and sign up for my newsletter. Okay? All right, let's do it. Thank you guys for being here. Okay, so what I always do whenever I'm doing my new moon, full moon readings, I find the card in my Moonology deck and I see what's surrounding it, because to me, that represents this energy. I don't know why. I don't do this for any other reading in any other time, but you got to listen to your intuition, right? Who am I to say no? All right, so let's talk about it. So we have new moon in Scorpio, work through your fears. So exactly. This is a time for us to work through those fears, those limiting beliefs, the false narratives that have kept us held back, kept us stagnant, or in a comfort zone. For a lot of us, this could be like fear of being seen, fear of taking up space, not feeling worthy, not feeling lovable enough, whatever the case may be. This could have something to do with like financial fears or whatever. There's a million fears out there, right? So, yes, this is the time to work through those fears. Okay, we also have new moon in Aquarius. Bring love into the situation. Absolutely. So, yeah, it's not about us judging ourselves for the fears that we have, right? Like, we develop these fears from society, from our upbringing, from different traumatic experiences we've been through, different pain memories, pain points, right? So instead of judging ourselves for having these things, instead of judging ourselves for being human, we're bringing love into the situation, and this can also talk about being more vulnerable, right? And acknowledging, like, yeah, this is how this impacted me. This is how I've been carrying this for years. But I'm going to bring love into the situation. I'm going to bring love to that version of myself who, you wouldn't be able to be who you are now without that version of you. So showing love to that person and saying, I know we didn't know how to handle the situation better. I know we've been very hurt by this for a long time, but thank you for being strong. Thank you for getting me through it, you know? And this can also be a matter of showing love to the situation or the person. Not to say, like, thank you so much. I'm so grateful for all that. But I am saying thank you so much. And I'm so grateful for that. It doesn't take away the pain that you've been through or how it negatively impacted you, but you learned something, you grew from it, you became wiser, you became stronger. And that is something to celebrate. And it sucks that we have to go through painful situations to learn these things, but I always tell people we're not in heaven. Yes, it is all love and light here, but we also have free will. We also have our ego and our brain and our nervous system perceiving things in ways that aren't always 100% accurate or aren't always 100% helpful. So instead of continuing those narratives, bring love into the situation. Okay, and I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. Because a new start is coming. New moon, yes. Exactly. You know what I mean? Okay, for some reason, New Moon, Twilight books. Okay, I need to stop. I'm always wiggling this freaking phone. Okay, whatever, doesn't matter. But this makes me think of the New Moon book and Twilight. Mind you, I have not read those books in years, and I never saw the other. I saw Twilight, but I didn't see the other movies, so I don't 100% remember everything. But I do know that Edward left Bella high and dry randomly, and she was very depressed and very hurt by that. But she figured it out. Things came together. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't like, okay, now Bella's life is over and that's the end of the books. No, there's 2 more books after that, 3 movies. So even though that painful thing may have stopped you dead in your tracks at one point, you are able to move on and move forward. So let's do it. Reclaim your power. Get your magic back. Get you back because it's time. Oh, baby, give me one more chance. Back in your life. Yeah. That's like the baddie, the king, the queen, the reign supreme that lives in you. That's what it's saying to you. Give me one more chance. Let me shine on him. Let me stun on him one more time. Okay, fierce. Let's get into it. So we're gonna start with the glow in the dark shadow deck. I'm not really sure if I'm gonna get into the light seers deck because I feel like this is a time for the shadow. And you know what's interesting? My last reading, I do weekly energy updates, and honestly, whenever you find them, it's perfect. But the last one I just did was all about like giving the ego emotional regulation. And I normally no, okay, I pulled a shadow card deck, and then in my newsletter, I normally pull a card from the same deck, but I was like, no, this is the shadow. So it's like Shadow Week, Shark Week. It's Shadow Week. So we'll see if we get into the light seers or not, because I don't know if that's necessary for today, but we'll see. Okay, so let's get into it. Okay, so we do have Temperance, the Tower, gorgeous, and the Strength card. Yeah, absolutely. So that's very cool. So starting out with 3 major arcanas is huge. We got Sagittarius, Leo, and Scorpio energy with the Tower. Hello. Hello, Scorpio. But yeah, so Spirit's acknowledging with this Tower moment, yeah, you went through some shit. You went through some stuff for sure. No one's doubting that. No one's trying to invalidate that. But, okay, and it's a big one, a big but. We have Temperance and Strength. So, this situation that wrecked you for some time, you are healing from it. You are seeing the purpose, you've learned the lesson, and now it's time to move forward. And not only did you heal from this situation, but you're bringing in balance into like your higher self and your animal self. Instead of your animal self like holding on to this like a dog with a bone, your animal self is like, you know what? I already survived that. I don't have to keep thinking about that. And I can trust you, higher self, to lead me, to move forward. That's so beautiful. I love that. I love that. Absolutely. All right, cool. We have the Ten of Swords, Judgment, the World card. Yeah, you've decided, and again with the Scorpio energy, and I think the world is Sagittarius. No, maybe. I don't remember. But with the Ten of Swords, the World card, and Judgment, it's like you've decided you're done with something. You know, like whatever fear, whatever situation this is associated with, you are not going to be a victim to it anymore. That's it. That's it. You know what I mean? Like you've had it, whether it's with your own self, with someone else, or just a story that you've been carrying, you're done. I love it. You're done. And what's cool, you're definitely going towards a new cycle, a new energy, because most of these arcanas are towards the end of the deck, the end of that. They're towards the end of the major arcanas, right? So that's showing that this big thing is really coming to completion. And with the Strength card, that's number 8. So number 8 also with the infinity, like as above, so below, you're ready to move on. You're ready. And who wouldn't be, honestly? Okay, we have the 8 of Swords, so you guys could be seeing 8s a lot. 8 of Swords, 3 of Pentacles, 3 of Swords, 2 of Cups. Yeah, this has been a situation where I feel like it's really made you not trust people as much when it comes to letting people in, going to people for guidance, meeting new friends, meeting new romantic partners. There's a part of you that was definitely second guessing that a lot. You weren't sure if you could trust, if you could put yourself out there. Okay. And it may have even made you very like cold to people, very like with a wall up. And again, no one's blaming you for that, right? Like the ego, the brain, nervous system, whatever, is going to respond in whatever way it knows how to keep you safe. And in the past, putting up that wall, having distance, not trusting is what kept you safe. So that's what the ego went with. Hey, who can blame it? All right, we have the Moon, the 9 of Swords, the 7 of Swords, the 5 of Wands. Yeah, this was a big situation where you really could not trust people for a while here. Some of you maybe even like religious leaders or like religion in general, or maybe even spirituality you second guessed and kind of had a raised eyebrow at. But now you're seeing things differently. Now you're ready for connection. Now you're ready for communication. You're ready to see things differently. You've healed. 4 of Swords there. Gorgeous. Okay, definitely need more room already. So let me move this stuff down here. All right, set that there. Okay, gorgeous. Let's get into it. So we're going to start breaking down. Let's do 2 of Cups, 3 of Swords, 3 of Pentacles, 8 of Swords, Queen of Swords, 6 of Pentacles, because we're going to start with like the distrust, healing from it, deciding to move on, and feeling ready to move on and feeling good. Okay, so tell us more about the 2 of Cups, 3 of Swords, 3 of Pentacles, 8 of Swords, Queen of Swords, 6 of Pentacles, please and thank you. Oh, okay. We got a chunk of cards that came out. Let's see. All right, we have the 2 of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, 2 of Wands, 7 of Cups, the Empress, the Page of Swords. Yeah, I feel like someone saw how powerful you were. Someone saw how magnetic, how attractive, how special you were. And they took advantage of that, you know? Whether it was intentional or not, I have a feeling it was. But no matter, because we all have different situations, right? Like someone, like, look, you got a page with the Empress. This is a power imbalance if I ever saw one, you know? And someone definitely could have hesitated going towards you, or maybe this is just even more you hesitating to share your energy with others. But yeah, there was just, it was not in alignment. It just wasn't. You know what I mean? Like, and that's why it shows up as a tower, because that foundation was never solid to begin with. Okay. All right, this could have been someone that you met through work, or maybe through like some sort of investment opportunity, or, you know, like something to do with career, maybe. Like, even if you're not at work with this person, maybe you have similar careers and you bonded over that. I feel like this person gave you an offer of some sort, and you were trying to decide, like, does this make sense for me or not? Like the fact that you were even like, I don't know. And then I feel you went for it. Yeah, because you were like debating, like, can I trust this? Does this make sense for me? And the thing is, I feel like there was never clarity in this situation, you know? Like, you tried to maybe even, like, say, for example, this was a work situation, and say someone wanted to hire you, but they knew you were overqualified and they were going to underpay you. And it's like you were trying to ask, like, okay, well, what are the benefits? What do other people in this position get paid? What exactly are my day to day responsibilities? And it was never like, it felt like you couldn't really hold on to anything. You know, it felt like there was a lot of back and forth, a lot of runaround, and there just wasn't any full transparency. And that alone made you like, but you wanted to, you know, you wanted to put yourself out there. You wanted to take a leap of faith, right? But you knew with the Two of Wands here, you were like, this doesn't make sense. I don't know if this is quite right, but you wanted to try something new, I feel. And I feel like it kind of, you know, bit you in the butt. Yeah, Nine of Cups, Seven of Wands, Three of Cups, Nine of Pentacles, the Emperor. Yeah. Yeah, I just feel like with the Nine of Pentacles, Nine of Cups, I feel like you were a very independent, self-sufficient, like abundance just follows you. And I feel like somebody saw that. Ooh. And while they celebrated it and they wanted a piece of it, they didn't know how to treat you as an abundant person, you know? Like, I felt like they tried to downplay your worth and your value, your logic, because they knew it didn't make sense, but they were like, I'm not going to admit that. I already got you here, so I'm going to try to keep it as long as I can, you know? All right, let's see about the Devil and the Hierophant. So we have Taurus and Capricorn energy there. So in Taurus with the Empress, so you could be dealing with a Taurus or a Capricorn, or maybe this does have a lot to do with like your physical world, whether that's your home, your health, your family, like generation, bloodline kind of thing, your career, your money. Let's see. Tell me more about the Devil and the Hierophant. And someone could have used their, maybe like someone, like, especially if this has to do with religion, someone could have used their religious beliefs to kind of manipulate or used it as a control tactic. Okay, we have the Eight of Cups and the Six of Cups. So yeah, I feel like this definitely played into an inner child wound that you had. Like, maybe you grew up in a religious background and you saw a lot of people using that power in an abusive way, or maybe it just made you think of, you know, just a time surrounding that, you know. But essentially, this was something that you had to go through to work on these inner child wounds, you know, like this was the exact thing you needed to kind of reopen that wound, maybe even threw some salt on it. But it got to the point where you're like, okay, I can't ignore this anymore. And it made you ask yourself, like, okay, why did I give my power away so easily? Like, my gut was telling me this wasn't right. Why didn't I listen to that? It's because of the inner child wound. It's because this was a story that you've been replaying. And so it manifested again in your physical reality. But what's good about that is it's exactly what you needed to finally walk away from that story. Okay. This is something that was not meant to fulfill you, but it was meant to empower you. Okay, and look, there's like a solar eclipse or a lunar eclipse, some sort of eclipse happening there, and that's all about big transformation. And this guy is the hermit before he gets into hermit mode, which is a tarot card. All right, and the hermit is all about listening to your intuition, wisdom, your higher self, feeling isolated, but not in a bad way, like feeling like I can do bad all by myself. I can find the answers all by myself. This is exactly what you needed. Like you gave away your power so much that you took it back tenfold. Ooh, ooh. Yeah, I feel like this is definitely something that helps you heal a lot of inner child things, which is necessary. We got to do it. We got to do it. Okay, so let's get into it. So, Ten of Swords, hold on. Okay, yeah, Ten of Swords, Judgment, the World. Let's find out more about that. That's you like fully being done with something, deciding for yourself, I'm never going to put myself in that position again. Shame on, well, fool me once, shame on you. If fool me can't get fooled again. You know what I mean? Hilarious. I'm cracking up for real. Yeah, okay. We have the Two of Swords and the Star card. Star card is Aquarius energy. Love the star card. Okay, so this is, wait. No, yeah, okay. Yeah, you are very protective of yourself right now. You know, and again, I don't think it's like in the sense that it was like I'm putting a wall up, I'm, hiding myself. No, it's like the star, she's naked here, right? Like, so you are out here shining bold and beautiful. And with the Two of Swords, you're protecting your energy, like how special you are, how amazing your energy is, and that it is a gift to have access to it, period. That's not selfish. That's not conceited. And even if it was, you should be. I'm conceited. I got a reason. See, this ain't nothing that you used to. Out of the ordinary and usual. You gotta have the mind state like I'm so great and can't nobody do it like you do. Miraculous, phenomenal. And ain't nobody in here stopping you. Okay. You know what I mean? Like that's how you should be. And you know what? That's exactly what happened here, because this situation here got you up out of your crown, out of your throne, and now you're sitting back pretty, fixing your crown, feeling good, okay? It's exactly what you needed to go through, because too many times, oh my goodness, I'm just all over the place. I'm like a toddler. I can't sit still. Too many times you downplayed yourself to make someone else feel good. You downplayed yourself to allow someone who was not even vibrating at the same frequency as you. You did that so they could have access to you. You did that so you could be chosen. So you could, go along to get along. Go along to get along, whatever. And that's not happening anymore. You're retired from that. Because you see how dark and weird it can get, and who wants to do that? Yuck. Okay. Strength card, Temperance, and Tower. So that's you making peace with this situation, moving forward. Let's look into it. Tell me more about the Strength card, the Tower, and Temperance. All right. We have the Hermit. And you know what's cool? Also, I know he's the Eight of Cups guy, but also you see that's the star from the Star card. So that shows you that your fulfillment, your soul's truth, your greatest wishes and manifestations, that's what's leading you now. And the Sun and the Seven of Wands. Absolutely. You are protecting yourself. You are protecting your light, because you worked too damn hard to just be letting anybody use it and get access to it, period. That's how we should be treating ourselves. You know what I mean? Just like you got a password on your phone, because not just anybody needs to be going through your phone. Password over your energy, over your aura. That's exactly what's going on. And the thing is, you're never going to doubt your intuition again. Love it. Woo! Okay. And then we have, I'm really getting through this fast. Then we have the Lovers, the Eight of Wands, the Ace of Swords, the Four of Swords, Gemini energy with the Lovers. So yeah, you're moving forward. You've healed from this. You've accepted it, you see it clearly, and you're ready to move forward. Maybe connect with some new people. Maybe there's some communication coming in. So let's see. Tell me more about the Lovers, Eight of Wands, Ace of Swords, Four of Swords. All right, lots of cards just came out, so let's see about it. All right. Okay, yes. So for sure, with the moon, the Five of Cups, the Nine of Swords, Cancer, Pisces energy with the moon. Yeah, this was a very, very hard time. And it was very confusing as well. You know, like you were like, why would this happen to me? Like I put so much trust into this. Why didn't it end how I wanted it to? Because it wasn't meant to end how you wanted it to end. It was meant to teach you a lesson. Okay. So don't question it. Don't question yourself. We have the Four of Cups, the Nine of Wands. Yeah, this is definitely something that really beat you down. But with the Four of Cups here, give it a shift in perspective, right? Like I was saying earlier, look at this with a thank you, with gratitude. Because to be in a space where you're not doubting your intuition, where you're not giving just anyone access to you, that is top tier energy. And unfortunately, you had to scrape the bottom of the barrel to see that, but now you see it. And that is such a gift, okay? And the Magician with the Ace of Cups. Now you trust your heart. Now you trust yourself, your capabilities to manifest with the divine. You're moving with so much more intention and so much more love. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. The hell was that sound? It was either a really strong gust of wind or the cats are fighting outside. There's a lot of stray cats that hang around, which is cool. Love them. Sometimes I want a cat, but then I'm like, ew, a litter box? No thanks. And then I think, what if the cat gets sick? What if I'm out of town? Now I gotta take care of something? Nope. Nope. All right, let's go ahead and get some messages from the higher self, just because I feel like it's time. That was good though. And that's fierce. Like, ain't nothing stopping you. See? Nothing's stopping you. You know what's funny? I was doing a reading today for this young lady, and I do readings out of a crystal shop sometimes. And it's like a shopping center, so there's another building that like we share a wall with. And I don't know what was going on, but they were cutting up. And they were like I don't know, it was like they kept doing that. And I was like, listen, like every time I said something like the universe wants to celebrate you, they do it. And I was like, see, you know what I'm telling you? Like, I don't know what they were doing, but they were having a good time and I loved it. Okay, let's get into it. So messages from the higher self. We have Justice. We have the Fool. The Three of Swords. Yes. So Spirit is acknowledging that was a hard time, but things are changing. You know what I mean? Like you were used to being in this dark space, but now peace, light, happiness. And see, we just had the World card. Last card in the Major Arcana. The Fool is the first. So it's definitely time for a new cycle. It's time for you to heal from that heartbreak and, you know, just welcome this new energy, this new vibration. Okay, we have the Page of Cups, the Star card again, the Knight of Swords. Absolutely. Okay, hold on. So Page of Cups, the Star card. I love it. Again, with Aquarius energy. And the Fool is also Aquarius and Aries. The Justice is Libra energy. So just throwing it out there. But with the Star and the Page of Cups, like you followed your heart, you followed your intuition, and it is going to lead to such beautiful things, for real. Like the things that you never thought were going to come to fruition. Like, and see, like there's a little pig flying. When pigs fly, it's going to happen for you. It really is. And that unfortunate situation was the catalyst to help that come to fruition. We have the Knight of Swords, Ace of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles. So I feel for a lot of you, there's going to be another work opportunity, investment, something like that. And it's going to be so in alignment for you. It's going to be so good. And it's going to be really cool because it's going to put you in a place that you've never been before. You know, with all these pages and the ace, that's all about like going towards a new beginning, maybe not having all the experience and all the wisdom that you want, but that's exactly how we grow. It's by challenging ourselves to be put in positions that we're not totally confident in being. But this is something that is so in alignment for you. You're going to run towards it for real. All right, we have Temperance, Nine of Pentacles, Three of Cups, Seven of Cups. What's that? Chariot. Hold on. All right, that's it. Okay, so let's, I just want to clarify the Star, the Page of Cups, Page of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, Knight of Swords, because I feel like the last reading was really telling us about how we're moving forward from this. So let's see. Tell me more about the Star and the Page of Cups. Mm-hmm. All right. Gorge. We have the High Priestess, the Wheel of Fortune, the Nine of Pentacles. Absolutely. I love it. Yeah. You are going towards a new phase that is completely rooted in trust and faith. This is you really trusting your intuition. And what's cool about the High Priestess is she also works with her shadow. That's why normally she's depicted in maybe like a darker energy, not energy, but like it's dark around her, but she's usually like in blue or like has just this feeling of knowing, right? So it's like you're learning, or you're gonna, you know how to work with the shadow. You know how to work with your higher self. You know who you are, what you're capable of, what you bring to the table, and what can really happen if you trust in the universe, if you apply yourself. There's a whole new life, a whole new world out there for you. So get after it. All right. And the Knight of Swords, Ace of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles. Yeah. All right. Tell me more about the Page of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, Knight of Swords. Okay. So this is going to be something that's going to make you question. Yeah. Because you're worried that it's going to be the same situation with the Five of Cups, Two of Pentacles. You're hesitating. You're going back and forth because you're like, well, I don't want to be disappointed again. I don't want to be left out in the cold again. I don't want someone taking advantage of me again. Trust that you learned what you needed to learn. You're not going to let that happen again. We just said that. So why would you think that it would? You know what I mean? You have your spidey senses now. You have that discernment now, especially in a situation like this. Okay, because look, you got your Four of Cups. It's time to shift the perspective, right? Because you're looking at it like, oh my God, look at how empty it could be or how beautiful it could be. Just look that way, you know? Nine of Cups too, like, look at you. This is exactly what your heart is desiring. Tell me more about the Page of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, Knight of Swords, Eight of Wands. So yeah, there could be someone that like emails you, calls you, something like that, maybe even through social media. This opportunity kind of comes out of nowhere. This could even be something like while you're traveling, you get some sort of opportunity. This is something that's going to bring a lot of stability your way. All right, let's see here. Okay, we have the Devil here with Temperance, the Knight of Cups. I'm going to clarify the Devil, but with Temperance here, I just feel like you've learned this lesson. You've gotten balance and harmony with it. So I feel like you don't need to second guess this so much. And with the Knight of Cups, it feels like this is something that you love, something that really resonates with your heart, your purpose. But you're scared. Tell me more about the Devil. The Three of Wands, the Magician. Yeah, see, like they're saying, like you manifested this. You manifested this, okay? And if there's a moment where you're unsure, ask questions. Ask for clarity. And if they don't provide it for you, like this other situation was, then you know what to do, okay? But you're like, let me set all this down. You went through a very hard time, Tower, okay? But you learned from it. You came back to your true self because of this. So don't hesitate and treat this new opportunity like it's something from the past, okay? Yeah, Eight of Cups, the Lovers, the Queen of Wands to the Six of Wands, Empress. I know that's right. Yeah, it's like you had to walk away from something that you thought was love, something that you thought really resonated for you, and then you healed from it, figured out what you needed to figure out, and now it's time for you to shine. It's time for you to take up space. So let it happen. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. Oh, okay. Yet again, knocking down my stuff. Okay. Right. Oh my God, I'm choking. All right. We're gonna close it out with a message from the Oracle deck, from the Moonology deck, just to see what else Spirit has. If this resonated for you, let me know with a like, a comment. Definitely subscribe to the channel and sign up for the newsletter if you want more from me. And if you would like a personal reading or a healing ceremony, I specialize in shadow work and I can help you move past some blockages. That's also on my website. Okay. Alrighty. Okay. So we have new moon in Cancer. You and your loved ones are safe. I think this is really important because I feel like a lot of you, again, like you went through a very painful situation here. But Spirit's reminding you, like, yeah, we saw that, but this isn't that. This is a whole new chapter, a whole new timeline. You are safe. Okay, then we have emotions are running high, super moon, a new romantic cycle begins, new moon in Libra. Okay. So there could be some new love coming in for some of you. This could also be like romanticizing your life. I just feel like there's going to be a lot of passion and a lot of excitement, right? There's that sensual, magical energy that is surrounding this time. So I feel like you're using that energy to, either get an alignment with a soulmate, soul family, or just romanticizing your life. Like the emotions are running high. Like to me, that's saying like excitement. There's a lot of excitement, a lot of passion, a lot of eagerness to move forward and welcome this new positive energy. And you should be excited, okay? Because everything's going to work out. So there it is. That's all I have. Thank you so much for watching. Again, make sure you sign up for that newsletter to get the ritual that goes with this reading. And yeah, thank you for watching. Happy new moon. We got this. We're killing it. Kicking butt, taking names. All right, that's you. All right, I'll see y'all next time. Bye-bye.